The 82-0 dream is over, thanks to the Pistons. A really tough Pistons team that has some really talented guys and some really tough dudes. And that physicality was the real difference maker here, because the Hornets couldn't match the intensity the Pistons had, like off rip immediately from the first tip on. Just instant offense, instant defense, tough, hard-nosed basketball that the Hornets couldn't keep up with. Like legit, the first play of the game, Asor Thompson blocks a shot. Like it just set the tone off immediately. And then when you look at the Pistons starting five, rocking with Isaiah Stewart and Jalen Duren in their front court, where the Hornets got Mark Williams and PJ Washington, two of the standout guys from the Hawks win, just rendered useless tonight. More on PJ later, but specific to Nick Richards and Mark Williams, our centers, both of them had more fouls than rebounds the entire game. Not the ratio for winning basketball at all. Williams with 5 fouls and 3 rebounds. Richards with 4 fouls and 2 rebounds. That compared to just Jalen Duren on his own, 17 boards. And I only mention that because it's what Clifford talked about in the preseason when the Hornets got smoked by the Celtics, that the front court wasn't locked in. They weren't showing the intensity and effort they needed to do on the glass. And when you had the Pistons who were doing that immediately, the Hornets they couldn't turn it on to catch up. Because of the foul trouble, we saw some interesting lineups that I have no real interest in seeing again, featuring JT Thora at the 5. We saw some small ball PJ at the center again at the 5. Not where you want to be, especially against a team like the Pistons that is very big and very strong. It's not a good matchup on a lot of accounts, because the Hornets shot 37% tonight, right? Compared to the Pistons, 50%. And when you can't get rebounds, when you're shooting that poorly in Charlotte, it's going to be really difficult to get into the game. The entire game just waiting for somebody to go on a run. Gordon Hayward went on, I think he started the quarter with all 8 points for the Hornets. He woke up, he got really involved. Terry in the fourth quarter with 4 straight buckets, 4 straight possessions, points. I think there was a long 2 in there, but at least 4 straight 2s. And the Pistons call a timeout, and then there's a little scrap, and then it just ices them. Also, I just want to mention this because I can't get this out of my head. I love Steve Clifford. Steve Clifford is so great during these games to watch and listen to specifically because his voice carries. He's very vocal. You could hear him yelling, "Brandon, Brandon," throughout the game. You could hear him admonish Nick Richards for not setting good screens. He's like, "Nick, screens." He's doing that mid-play in the most Hornets thing possible. Right after he yelled that, the next possession, Nick Richards gets called for an illegal screen. He ended up with 2 in the game. PJ had 1 as well. Tomorrow, this team needs to practice screens for 90 minutes straight. They didn't figure that out. They got to figure that out. That's insane. You can't be giving away fouls like that. We also saw PJ leave the game early because Beef Stew went in for like a nice little garbage time dunk. PJ met him in the air, clearly not going for the ball. He got out of here. I do like the toughness out of PJ, not allowing that type of stuff to slide. I like that. Just need that the entire game, not in the fourth quarter during garbage time. As I'm recording this, LaMelo was just speaking to the media in the post-game press conference and talked about aggression. He got to the line an impressive amount of times tonight. He went 10 of 12 from the free throw line. Someone asked him, was that a conscious effort to get to the free throw line? He said, with how aggressive they were being, thought he could take advantage of it by getting to the free throw line. I love to see it. That's one of the things I've been waiting to see LaMelo do more of, get to the free throw line as a leading ball handler. He needs to be able to get to the free throw line a good amount of times, way more than he's been doing in his career thus far. There was some questionable officiating tonight, no doubt, but not the reason they lost. You know what I mean? The Pistons wanted it more from the start. They didn't allow the Hornets to get involved. They didn't allow the Hornets to get any momentum or sustain any momentum. And they secured the W. That's what you need to do. Hornets fall to 1-1. Game's the game. I need the big guys on this team to get more rebounds than they did tonight. You can't have LaMelo and Gordon Hayward lead the team in rebounds. Again, you can't have that. You can't have that.